Hello, this is Tyler from analytive.com. Today we're going to take a little bit different path from our normal videos and normal courses, and we're going to talk about security, specifically security of a WordPress site. So I've actually created a site here, hackme.analytive.com, that I built that intentionally has some security holes in it that we're going to exploit. So as we get started, first of all, I need to put a disclaimer in here. So this information is strictly given for educational purposes and potentially so that you can maybe test your own sites. It is not cool and is definitely illegal to hack sites that you don't own or control. So all the sites we'll be hacking tonight and in this presentation have been set up specifically for the purpose of hacking and contain no sensitive data. So don't do this on any site you don't own or a site that you have permission for. Seriously, that's bad. It's illegal. You can get in trouble. You can go to jail, get fined, like all that stuff. So that said, what I'm going to show you how to do tonight is I'm going to show you how to hack a WordPress site. And so the first hack that we're going to do is a brute force attack. So what that means is, well, let's just go to the login page here, right? So if we go to hackme.com and we see the typical WordPress login right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and find the usernames using WPScan, and we are going to try and find the passwords using WPScan and using a password list that we have. And so those of you unfamiliar with WPScan, it's available at WPScan.org. So it's a scanner, a vulnerability scanner for WordPress. And so here's the license, WPScan.org. You can view it on GitHub if you want. You can download it. It's a really, really powerful tool that's regularly updated. So you can download that. You can install it on your local machine. And let's go ahead and go back. So I've already downloaded and installed WPScan. I won't go through the process of doing that. But what we're going to do here is we're going to do an initial scan against this site. So I'm going to run this code. So I'm in the terminal here, right? And so I've CD'd into the folder where all of my WPScan files exist. And so I'm going to copy this, and so we're going to run this against our own website. So what it's actually doing is it's going from my computer right here, and it's actually scanning in real time this website, and it's giving me a list of basic plugins. Any of them that are out of date, that's all going to show up here. It's going to show me a list of vulnerabilities against this particular site. So the next thing I want to do is I want to figure out who the users are, and so we're going to run this scan again, except this time I'm telling it through this code to enumerate the users, right? So enumerate you. So Ruby, run the file, the URL, hackme.analytive.com, and enumerate the user. So let's go ahead and do that right now. So again, we're going to run it. And so it's going to scan through, and it's actually going to look and see if it can find and if it can recognize any users on this website. Again, you can do this against any website. Obviously, only do it against ones that you own. Great. So what it says here is it says, okay, look, we have two users, right? Two users we can log in as. One is an admin and one is a subscriber. Okay, and so let's go ahead and go against subscribers. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use this username that we found, right, by enumerating it. And then I'm actually going to run this against a word list. Okay, so I have this file right here saved in this folder. It's, well, let me just open it here. Sublime text. Okay, and I'm going to open recent, and I'm going to show you this list, right? So this list is a list of passwords that has been collected over the various breaches, right? And so there's all these different passwords here, and so we're going to go through, and we're actually going to using WPScan, we are going to scan, and we're going to try and brute force WordPress using these passwords. All right, so this is the list that we have. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this little snippet right here. And so let's go down here, Control L that. So we're saying, okay, we're using Ruby. We're going to run the WPScan Ruby code against the URL hackme.analytive.com. The word list then is going to be this darcode.list. And the username, right? So we just figured out earlier that the username, there were two users, was subscriber and was admin. So we're going to use the username subscriber. And so let's go ahead and now run this. So we pasted it in, we'll hit enter, and we're going to run it. And so we are actually in real time scanning and attempting to brute force, given this password list, this server. So right now it's scanning again. Okay, and now we see down here at the bottom that it's actually started to brute force. So we have 19 guesses so far. Now we're up to 39, right? And there's over 1 million lines in this list, over 1 million potential password combinations that we could use. So this is going to take a while. Okay, we're up to 99, now we're up to 118. And so we're trying from this computer right here, and we are running, again, this against the WP login, trying to find the one that works. Now, what I did is I know that this particular password is in this list, and I actually moved it up toward the top. So we should be getting pretty close to seeing what the output is actually going to be. So far we've tried 260 of them, 277. But you see, as a WordPress user, this is a huge risk because WordPress provides no off-the-shelf protection. Okay, and look, it found it. So number 304 right here, and the password is actually password. So we tried and tried and tried this login with this tool automatically to see what would happen. So let's go ahead and see if this works. So we'll take subscriber and we'll copy it in here. And then we'll take password, copy that, and we'll drop it in here. And then we'll hit login. And it worked, right? So this isn't an admin profile in this case. We could have run it against admin to see if we could find the password. But this is just a subscriber. And we were able to brute force it and actually detect the password. So how do you stop this? Well, there's not a guaranteed way to do it, but here, let me provide some suggestions. So first of all, add a plugin to limit the number of password attempts, right? Super simple, but very, very important. WP Fence, where WordPress Fence does this. There is Login Lockdown that does that. What you're trying to do is you're trying to prevent somebody from doing what I just did. So what we could do is we could find a server, right, or somebody, a malicious hacker could find a server, and they could literally just sit there and ping your server all day. If you have good hosting, they might recognize it. But eventually, if with enough tries, it's very likely, especially if you have a short password, that they're going to find the right password. So you also want to use unique and uncommon passwords. So something that's completely unique and uncommon, and also length is very, very, very important for the password. It should be a long password. I would say at least 12 characters, but the longer the better. Okay, because the more letters that it has and the more uncommon it is, the less likely it's going to be in one of these lists, and brute forcing then becomes more difficult. So that's just a simple crash course of how we use WPScan to actually test on a live site how to break in.